representatives, Florida State Council officers, state staff, and my brother district deputies, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Florida State Council, it is my honor and my privilege to welcome you to the 122nd Florida State Convention of the Knights of Columbus. As we gather on this Memorial Day weekend, let us begin with remembrance and gratitude. We remember the brave men and women who served our country, especially those who made the ultimate sacrifice of giving their lives for our freedom. If there are any active veterans or members of the military, please stand so we may recognize you today. Please, a round of applause. Sacrifice reminds us that true love is willing to give everything. As we know, a lot of brothers and sisters never came home, and they gave the ultimate sacrifice of their life. That same spirit of sacrifice is at the heart of our Christian faith. Christ himself shows us what it means to love, not in words, but in action. Not when it is easy, but when it costs us something. And that is our challenge before us today. Because we live in a world that is searching, a world that is hurting, a world that at times feels like there's darkness. We see confusion, we see division, we see people who feel alone and forgotten and without purpose. And the truth is, this world will not be healed by politics. It will not be healed by social programs. It will only be healed by Christ. And Christ works through us. And that is why the Knights of Columbus exist. We are not just an organization. We are not just a group of men doing good works. We are Catholic men called by God to live our faith boldly and to bring the light of Christ into a world that so desperately needs it. We are called to be leaders in our families. We are called to be leaders in our parishes. We are called to be leaders in our communities. And most importantly, we are called to be disciples of Jesus Christ. Before I speak about what we have accomplished this year, I first want to say thank you. Thank you, and thank you. Because of your dedication, your sacrifice, and your faith, the Florida State Council has not only reached its membership goals, we have exceeded it beyond our wildest expectations. And I tell you, that does not happen by accident. That happens because you said yes. Yes to your faith, yes to your parish, yes to stepping forward when others step backwards. And for that, I say thank you, and we up here say thank you. But brothers, membership is not just about numbers. Every new member represents a life that can be changed. A man who can grow closer to Christ, a man who can become a better husband, a better father, and a better Catholic. And I know you hear that all the time, and we say that a lot. But I can tell you firsthand, I became a better husband, and I became a better man, and I became a better father, and I became a better Catholic because of the Knights of Columbus. And that mission is more important today than ever before. Because there are men out there who are struggling, men out there who are searching for meaning, men out there who feel disconnected from their faith, men who are carrying burdens they do not know how to share, and they are waiting They're waiting for someone to invite them. They're waiting for someone to stand side by side with them. They're waiting for someone to show them that they are not alone. And brothers and sisters, that someone is you. We must be the ones who reach out. We must be the ones who are welcoming. We must be the ones who walk with them. And I pose this question. If we do not, then who will? We must. Our work through the Knights of Columbus is not just about charity, it's about evangelization. Every act of charity is an opportunity to bring someone closer to Christ. When we support Special Olympics, we are showing the dignity of every human life. And this year, over $135,000 was raised directly to support the athletes and their families. And that's not even talking about what your council, and your council did with the Tootsie Roll drives and other ways you show up to support the Special Olympics, going to the gyms when they're having tournaments. The guys up here who did the pole plunge. I mean, we are supporting Special Olympics, and we need to support Special Olympics. When we support mothers in need, we provide ultrasound machines. We are defending the sanctity of life from its very beginning. And through our Helping Life Fund, over $100,000 was raised to support pregnancy centers. Talking about how we partnered with Supreme to bring ultrasound machines to pregnancy centers across the great state of Florida. And brothers, this year we did exactly that. And I was just told today that over $130,687 was raised for the wheelchair mission. Just think about that. I saw a kid on a dolly rolling with his hands on the street. And we stepped out and we gave him a wheelchair and we changed his life. So the work that you are doing is life-changing. Because of our faith in action, over $1.4 million was provided to charitable causes across the great state of Florida. Just think about that. Over $1.5 million. That is not just money. That is hope. That is faith in action. That is life-changing. And even our seminaries, our future priests, have felt your support with over $175,000 donating to vocations, ensuring that the church continues to grow and thrive. And again, what you guys do for the seminarians with the RSV program. A seminarian needs gas, he can come to the Knights of Columbus. A seminarian needs books, he can come to the Knights of Columbus. A seminarian needs food, he can come to the Knights of Columbus. And even at the local level, your efforts continue to multiply. Through our state charitable raffle, over $100,000 was given directly back to the councils to serve their own communities. $100,000 back to the councils to serve their communities. That is impact, that is your leadership, and that is what the Knights of Columbus is always meant to be. But brothers, we cannot keep what we do not have. That is why we must love Christ. We must be people of prayer. We must be people of the Eucharist. We must be people who go to confession and try to live in a state of grace. Our strength does not come from our own abilities, it comes from Christ. And with him, without him, we can do nothing, but with him, all things are possible. So I challenge each of you today, grow in your faith, strengthen your relationship with Christ, be an example in your homes, because the world does not need more noise, it needs more witness. Men who live differently, men who love, I say love the Eucharist. Men who lead with faith and courage. That is what the Knights of Columbus is always meant to be. But brothers, I tell you, our work is not finished. It's not finished. There is still one man out there. Just one man who needs what we have. One man who is struggling. One man who is hurting. One man who is searching for something more. We must invite him. We must find him. And we must walk hand in hand with him. It will not be the government and it will not be society. It will be us, brothers in Christ, bringing hope, bringing faith, and bringing the love of Jesus Christ into his life, just as envisioned by our founder, Blessed Michael McGivney. That is our calling, that is our mission. That is why you will continue to move the Knights of Columbus forward. Brothers and sisters, let us go forward in faith, let us go forward with courage, and let us go forward with Christ at the center of everything we do. Viva Jesus.